trying to still figure out what is the future of NAFTA and what is the future of the negotiation between Canada, Mexico, and the United States. Anyway, to talk about this, I have on the line, and I always enjoy talking to him. He's been joining us, José Luis Romero Hicks. José Luis, welcome to the show. I'm very interested, and I really appreciate you joining us today. Let's just talk about NAFTA, and I think we forget why NAFTA is so important to Mexico. Welcome to the show.
Ana María, great to be with you as always. And this is an important issue because as we read every day of what's happening, whether it's here or in Canada or in the U.S., I think your question is very valid. Why are we here? And the word is competition and competitiveness. We must remind ourselves, Ana María, that this journey began back when Ronald Reagan was president of the United States. This is something that started in 1980. And actually, President Reagan at the time proposed not only a free trade area, but he proposed a common market.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a more ambitious plan. Well, that did not happen. But finally, it turned out that the European Union and, of course, China were beginning to be very heavy competitors. And one of the reasons of NAFTA is so that North America can compete both with the European Union and with China as world economic areas that are dominant within the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do we do this? Well, basically, I would say that the three principles of the negotiation was trying to reduce trading costs, which is something very important. Second, increase business investment, and of course, billions and billions of dollars have been invested in the three countries. Mexicans have invested in the U.S., Americans in Mexico, and both in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about $750 billion that have been invested in North America throughout the years. And finally, have an area of the world where each one of the countries would expose their comparative advantages so that we could have consumers more products, better products, and at lower prices.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it was finally signed, and this is practically 23 years ago, there were principles that were pursued, and when it was signed back in '94 of last century, there are 7 principles. One is eliminate barriers to trade, and this, of course, would mean that all production chains would be throughout North America exchanging goods and services. Second, the idea was to promote conditions of fair competition, and this was from the beginning. You just quoted candidate Trump and President Trump that he had some raised concerns about conditions of fair competition, and this is an issue that I think all countries are concerned about. Another principle was to increase investment opportunities.